And I just saw the chat. Oh, Amanda, you love my top? Girl, it's a whole dress. This thing's a whole dress. Yeah. It's like a full long dress. Yeah. And I've actually never wore it. I've had it for probably like 3 or 4 years and I have never wore it. And today I was like, I need to pull it out. And so I love it though. I don't know why I've just never found the right thing to wear it to. I don't know. I think I just overthink some stuff and I'm like, oh, that's too much to wear there. Which is stupid because I even tell you guys, don't ever let anybody tell you you're too much, you know? But I place those own limitations on myself sometimes and it's like, oh, why do I do that? Wear this thing anywhere I want. Who cares, you know? And so I definitely, when I pulled it out and I put it on, I was like, oh my God, why have I never wore this? I love this dress. So I love that. Let me read just 30 minutes of yoga. Oh, that's super cool. You did yoga? Awesome. Oh, Brittany, you're such a sweetheart. Thanking my mom. You're so sweet. Mom, pop over to the chat, by the way, if you get a chance to. There's a little thank you for you in there for producing this lady right here. No, I'm just kidding.
I gotta give credit where credit's due.
And you know what? Honestly, that is exactly where credit is due. Like,
Thank you, Aunt Bonnie.
Yeah, she's freaking amazing. And like, when I look at like the traits that I have, like I feel like I have a lot from my dad, but my mom is like the undertone of why I care so much. You know, like maybe the talking is my dad, the fast talker, the bullshitter, you know, the person that can just like think on my toes kind of thing. That's my dad. But like the reason why I'm so passionate, why I care so much, why in my heart love doing this is because of who my mom is, for sure. Absolutely. I love that. Love you, Mom. She's probably crying, so she won't come on the video. The only reason I know that is because I got a tear in my eye. So I know if I got a tear in my eye, my mom's crying. There she is. I see her. I see you, Mama. I knew it. I knew you were. You can't come on the video. It's going to make me cry even more.
Love you, Aunt Bonnie.
Love you, Mama. Woo.
Love you too.
Love you. All right. That's not how this was supposed to start. No. Oh, goodness, ladies. Love that woman, though. That's for sure. Whew. All right. So, with talking about Mother's Day, I have to talk about something that happened yesterday that I just think is super important to talk about. Some of you guys kind of saw it, or maybe I commented on my post yesterday. Guys, I'm heartbroken about what happened yesterday. Yesterday, I posted a post, just like I do every day, right? It was an ab shot, which sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It's not every day that I'm like, oh, look at this body. But yesterday, I felt really good. And I knew that it was Mother's Day today. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to celebrate my damn self today. And I'm going to let other people know that they can celebrate them damn selves too. Right? And so my post was kind of, I tend to think of those as like my tough love posts. I was kind of like, don't let anybody tell you can't have what you want. You just got to be willing to work for it. Like, your problems are your issues. Time to get up, get your shit together, and move forward. I was just like, boom, right? Well, I had, let me give you a background. I had a girl comment on my post, and I have girls comment on my post all the time, but this is actually somebody I used to work with. We used to work together at a spa when I lived in Indianapolis. She was my manager. Okay. She was somebody that I looked up to. She was somebody that came in and told me what to do. You know, I was 23 at the time, 23 to 25 is when I worked there. And I was just like a little like receptionist, you know, and she was the manager. I worked at a high-end spa, and she was the manager of the entire spa. You know, like, so to me, 10 years ago, or even 8 years ago or whatever, I was like, I looked up to her, you know? whatever happened in the last 8 years, we kind of lost contact. I think we still were friends on Facebook. We were still friends on Instagram. We've talked here and there. I didn't really follow what has happened in her life in the last probably 6 years. I don't know. I know that I think she had 2 more kids since I had spoke with her or whatever, but life-wise, I don't know really, okay? But she had commented on my post. I want to read it to you because I want to make sure that I quote it correctly as well. So give me a second, let me pull it up. Okay, so I said, so like the main part that I think she was talking about was, don't let anyone tell you, especially yourself, once you have kids that you have to let your body go. I was like, that's a bunch of bullshit. I was like, you can have anything you think you deserve and are willing to work your ass off for, right? So you have to think and know, you guys all know this, we've been doing the work, right? Like you guys know that if you believe you deserve it, anything is possible, right? You have to believe it in your mind. You have to believe it that you deserve to lose the weight, or you deserve to be in a better relationship, or whatever it is. You have to believe you deserve it before it's ever going to come to you, right? So that's kind of what I had said. And then, but it's funny though, because actually the whole post was about being happy. Because I was like, I believe I deserve to be happy and healthy and thriving, not just surviving. And it was really more about, it wasn't like every girl needs rock hard abs. Maybe I happen to have them, but I've worked my ass off for 4 years to get them. I put in the work. And if you followed me, you know that. It's not like I just post once every 6 months, like, bam, here's my rockin' hard abs. How did I get them? Like, you guys know, it's workout after workout after thing. And hey.
Happy Mother's Day. If you don't have kids, it's okay. You probably have dogs, or you have a boyfriend that's just as bad. Because you're actually not attached to him. You didn't give birth to him, so you're not like forced to do this. Happy Mother's Day. Bonnie, cheer up. It's Mother's Day. Love
No,
you.
I made her cry.
Oh, God dang it.
She's still recovering. No.
Oh, my Lord. Then I come in with the sucker punch. Jesus. Bye, girls. Have a great day. You're amazing.
We're like rainbowy. Or, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
splatter, but yeah, we're like all kinds of colors.
I'm pretty wild with my colors, right? When people see me, they're like, they know that's Mike. For sure. See him come from a mile away, and they hear me.
That probably.
Yeah.
Love you.
I'm making your mom cry on Mother's Day.
I can't help it. Okay, so he's funny. But okay, so the post, I was really talking more about being happy and healthy. Yes, I happen to work really hard for the body that I have. Did I start here? No, right? Now, maybe I didn't start with like a 50-pound weight loss or whatever, but that doesn't disregard all the hard work that I've done, okay? So then her comment, and I'm not talking about this because I want to like point her out and like seclude her. I have like a real purpose behind what I'm talking about. So just bear with me as I set up the context, just in case you didn't see it, okay? And so I posted saying, some girls were like, yeah, I totally agree. Da, da. And she had said, but it is bullshit. She goes, because not everyone has the same pregnancy or birth. Be careful when you say that. And I was like, at first I was like, oh, really? We're going here, Like, at first I got a little defensive, like, oh, seriously? Like, it is bullshit. It is bullshit. And you keep telling yourself that, and that's all you're ever going to get, too. I was just like, regardless of what kind of birth you've had, you still deserve to be happy and healthy. I was like, I'm not saying everyone needs abs like this. I'm saying if you want them, don't let anyone tell you you'll never have them. Prove them wrong. Get up and work for them. Regardless of what has been said, anything is possible. Don't limit yourself. You're capable of anything you believe you deserve. And she goes, I love the motivation, but your living is not possible for everyone to achieve that, period. And I wanted to be like, did you know that 4 years ago, I was living in an RV in my uncle's front yard? My uncle's front yard in Texas, I was living in an RV. And now I'm living in the Florida Keys. What about that? What did I do that was so different than what she's capable of?
Almost right.
right? Like I'm not some superhuman, you guys. I just started getting goals and working towards them and not giving up. I just didn't give up. I was like, no, this is what I want to go for. I got a vision and we ran with it. I'm not lucky. I'm not like some person that you're not, right? Like I am just like you. I just decided to go for it. I just decided to not give up. And so at first I started getting like kind of offended, right? Like I was like, are you kidding me? Like I was just like, if only she really knew some of the struggles that we've gone through trying to live this life too. You know, like she sees what I post. She sees like, you know, the little blurbs of my life, but she doesn't see all the hard shit that goes on behind the scenes to stay here. Yeah, we live an awesome life here on the island, but it's expensive as shit. And we work our asses off to make sure that we can stay here. Okay. So whatever glamorous life people think we have, I wish they really knew. Right? I wish they really knew that we go on the water once a week. You know, like it's not every day. It's not like, now, of course, I plan to eventually be able to be on the water every day, but that's not a luxury I have just yet, you know? But then, okay, so I was getting offended at first. I was getting kind of fired up. I had to put my phone down to be like, just chill on that comment. And then I started to be like, wait, I know her. Like, this is not just some random person commenting on my shit, just like seeing me from Joe Schmo, you know? I'm like, I know her. She knows me. We've worked together. Like, what happened to between like the last 6 years of when I've talked to you and stuff? And it's interesting because I kind of started re-racking my brain, and I was like, man, I asked you 2 years ago to join my team and you told me you already had a coach. That's interesting, isn't it? Because is your coach allowing that bullshit? Because that's probably why you picked her over me. That's kind of how I felt. I was like, there's a reason as to why you didn't pick me as your coach when you decided to sign up, because you knew that bullshit wouldn't fly here, you know? And you knew that if you went with this girl, she would probably let you slack, and you could continue your excuses, and you can continue telling that sob story to yourself over and over and over again, right? Congratulations. You know? And so for me, I was just like, wait, I actually really care about this person. I actually feel like that actually really made me sad. So at first I was angry. First I was kind of like fired up. And then I was like, I'm really sad to think that somebody I knew 6, 8 years ago, I can't remember when we worked together. I think it was, see, if Mike and I have been together for 8 years. I mean, it had to be like 8 or 9 years ago that we worked together. So I was right out of college. And I was like this crazy wild woman, you know? I was like, I would call off work because I was hungover, you know? Like, I was me. I was like 23, you know? But she was like in her later 20s, early 30s, I think, somewhere right in there. So she was just a little bit older than me at the time. So she was probably kind of annoyed with me in the first place back then because I was like, ah! But like her and I used to go out, like we had fun, you know? So that's kind of where I'm getting, Amanda, is that it made me sad. It made me really sad to think that she thinks so low of herself. She's projecting it onto me, right? Like she's thinking that it's so impossible that I'm not even going to try. And that's where it really started to like break my heart. And I kind of started flipping my mind from like angry to, how can I help her? You know, this is somebody I care about. This is somebody I know. How can I take her and say, listen, you don't have to believe that shit. You don't have to believe that story you keep telling yourself. And just because you're a mom doesn't mean you can't be happy and healthy. Like it's not an either or situation. And I think that like, the more I think about it, I can only imagine how many other girls feel the way she does, or think about themselves the way she does, or talks to herself or other women the way she does. And the only reason she's doing that is because she's in pain. because she hurt so bad herself. Her self-esteem is so low for herself that she's now taking it out on other women. And that breaks my heart, right? So I flipped my next couple of comments and I was like, you know what, Sarah? I was like, it's sad to see you like this. And I know that you're so much better than this. I was like, I wish you would give me the opportunity to work with you. When you're ready to come work, I was like, just know I'm here. I'm ready to support you. Just know that I'm here for you whenever you're ready to do the work, you know? And it was just sad. And I kind of thought about it a lot throughout the day of like, and I think it's just because it's like Mother's Day too. So I was like extra in my head of just like, man, like how many women hurt so bad just like her. And then I started thinking back and I remember even when we were working together, she was with a man who was cheating on her. You know, I kind of had to like pull that back out of the like memory vault and be like, oh yeah, I remember that. And she had a kid with him afterwards, you know, and then she was with him for a while afterwards. So I'm assuming he probably continued to cheat on her, you know, is what I would assume. And then now she's with another guy and she has a third baby. So I'm sure her self-esteem has continued to deplete, you know. That would be my observation from an outsider's point of view. But she's probably so in it, she can't even see it. You know what I mean? She can't even see her own pain as a cry for help. Like to me, that was a cry for help. Even though you were kind of putting me down a little bit or trying to bring me down to your level a little bit, to me, that's a cry for help in still some sense of like, she needs this. Like, could you imagine having her on a call? Like, imagine the eye-opening shit she would experience in 1 hour of one session, you know, or the support or just the camaraderie that you kind of get here. And so, I don't know, it just really broke my heart, you guys. Like, because I don't want to make people feel bad about themselves. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to like make people feel bad because I'm showing myself. I want people to use it as inspiration, not in a way to beat themselves up. So I like kind of went back and forth. I was like, maybe I shouldn't have posted that picture. But then I was like, no, heck no. I can't stop doing that either because that's not going to fix anything, you know? So it was just something in my head the majority of the day yesterday. And I just kind of kept analyzing it and rethinking about it. And I'm probably going to message her today, maybe, and just do like a private message and just say like, dude, Sarah, like, you're so much better than this shit. Like, you're so much better than that. Why are you allowing this? Like, why are you accepting this mediocre bullshit? And it is bullshit. Funny that she even said that, like, it's not bullshit. I'm like, yes, it is. It is, because you continue to tell yourself that. You're believing it. When you have the opportunity to, boom, switch your perspective, switch your mood and say, you know what? Maybe I can't get rock hard abs. I don't know, but I'm going to sure try my ass off. I'm going to continue trying. Maybe someday they'll pop up, but they're never going to pop up if you don't even try. Right? Like, that's never, that you're guaranteed. You're right. You're never going to have abs because you won't even try. Right? Like, you have to at least try and continue trying and continue trying and continue trying. So I wanted to share that with you guys today. Maybe I needed to get it out of my own head, and I'm sure Mike didn't want to hear about it anymore. But I just, I'm going to read this real quick. Hold on. Yes, exactly. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. I mean, Amanda, you know, would you ever have thought that you would have been here, you know, on my calls, doing Beachbody? Like, what? You know, I would have never thought that you'd be joining me, coaching with me here. You know, you had to just take one step. You showed up to one meeting and you're like, ooh, that was kind of cool. Let's show up to another one. Let's show up to another one. Maybe I can do those workouts. Maybe I should get that package. I kind of like those shakes. Let's keep going. And here you are, making so much progress because you were just willing to say, okay, I'll try. I'm going to try it. I'm going to go for it. what do I got to lose? Right? Like if you're already at rock bottom, right? Where else do you have to go? Use it as a foundation and let's build up. Right? Like for me and for her, for Sarah, the girl that was messaging me, I'm like, I can see where you're at. I've been there, right? World was against me. Poor me. Look what life did to me. Like, stop that. It is not serving any freaking purpose other than feeding your pity party and allowing you to stay right where you're at, which you're miserable in. You're literally so miserable right here, but you won't do anything about it to get out of it. And that drives me insane. And then you project it onto other people, your own fears, your own uncertainty, your own negativity. You begin to project it on people. And now she projected her negativity on me and I got to deal with it. Do you see that ripple effect? But see, I'm the kind of person that will flip it and use it on you. You don't want to mess with me because I'll flip that shit so quick and I will use it against you. And then all of a sudden you ghost me on the rest of my comments because you realize that I just used it against you, you know, because I was like, I'm not going to let you continue talking like that. I'm not going to let you continue doing that. You're better than that. And I even said that to her. I was like, you're better than this. Like, you're so much better than the crap you keep telling yourself. The Sarah I know is better than this. Like, it's crazy to me, you know, that someone can be so miserable but want to stay there at the same time. And a lot of that, you guys, just has to do with like support. Somebody reaching out and saying, hey, I see you're struggling over there. Like, let's switch it up. Let's do something different. Come with me. Come with my girls. Come with my community, my support. Let's change this up. And it just drives me insane when somebody says no. I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is your answer and you won't even give it a shot. You won't even give it a try. But yet I have shown you countless times, year after year, I'm here. I'm here to stay. I'm not going anywhere. Like, these girls are making progress, right? Like, I'm just kind of like baffled. It just breaks my heart because I'm like, you're staying in it because it's all you have. Because the moment you let go of that negativity, you have to step up into positivity. And that's scary. That's hard. That's the hard work, right? But it's hard staying negative. Let's talk about that. It's hard being negative. Like, you can't tell me her day isn't hard every single day, right? Like, she lives in that negativity every day, and that is hard. We've all been there. It's going to be just as hard to stay positive. It's going to be more work to stay positive. But if I had to pick my hard, which one am I going to pick for? Which one am I going to do the work for? Hello, it's the positivity. I would hands down do the work to be positive than do nothing, because that's what people think they're doing, nothing, but it's still a choice to do nothing. That's still a choice. And it's still going to be hard, right? Being overweight is hard. Losing the weight is hard. Choose your hard. I would rather choose the losing weight and staying healthy every day. And I wish I could just make people choose that too. But she'll choose it when she's ready. And maybe that'll happen and maybe that won't. But I just want her to know that I'm here whenever she's ready. I'm right here. I'm literally a message away when you're ready. You know? And I don't know, you guys. I just think that there are so many women. I know I keep saying this, but like, there are so many women just like her. She was just the one that happened to comment. I couldn't imagine how many girls probably scrolled by my post, rolled their eyes, scoffed, you know, oh, look at her. Yeah, it must be easy. No, it's not easy. Nothing about what I do is easy. I just choose to do it anyway. You know? And so I just want to share that with you guys because you might experience something like that as well. You might post something, or let me back up. You may be afraid to post something because you're afraid of what other people are going to say, right? You may be afraid to put yourself out there because you're like, I don't know, like, is that too much? Am I going to like offend somebody? Am I going to whatever, right? So we all have those like thoughts where we second guess things. And I'm just telling you to do it anyway. Okay? Feel the fear. Do it anyway. Because regardless of how maybe frustrated she was, there were 15 other women that commented below it. And that were like, you go girl, you're looking fine, hot mama, da da da. You know what I mean? Like, you're always gonna have kind of that one hater, and that's okay. Use them as fuel. I kind of use them as fuel. Like, I almost like, man, I haven't had somebody hate on me in a little bit. I'll bring it on a little bit, you know? I kind of just like use that as fuel towards like, you know, creating a warrior hour talk, you know? I'm just like, ooh, that's a perfect topic to talk about on Mother's Day, you know, with my girls, is how many moms out there hate themselves. Like, not just like aren't okay with how they are. I'm talking like hate. Like, there are women out there that physically don't even like the way they look. They don't like the way they think. They don't like the way they act. And they don't like anything around them. Oh, you can take those off.
I told you I wanted your glasses.
I know, but they're my glasses. Here you go. Here, turn around. We'll take them off your butt. Hold on one second, guys. I'm gonna get these off. No, it doesn't work that way. There you go. Okay, go potty. He couldn't pee with those suspenders on. Can you shut the door? No, thank you.
Is that excitement or spider?
No, he couldn't pee with these on.
Oh, I thought there was a spider.
No,
Woo!
no spider. Oh goodness. So I don't know. It's just something that was really weighing heavy on me between last night and this morning, and I think it just a little extra because it's Mother's Day, and so I was just thinking a little extra, and I'm like, man, what is she waking up thinking about today? Like, I woke up like, man, I love my family. I'm about to do my warrior hour. Got some coffee. Oh, it's raining. That's okay. We'll just have movie day. I wonder what her attitude was when she woke up today. Oh, the kids. Oh, do I have to go to my family's house? It's like, I know what it is, you know? I've been there. You guys have been there. You guys know what it's like to wake up and experience dread the moment you wake up. And it breaks my heart, you guys. It literally breaks my heart knowing how many women out there dread their lives. Like, it's just, I don't know. I don't know if I can fix it or save all of them, but I'm sure as hell gonna try, right? I just figure I'll just be here and I'll just keep checking in with her. Maybe she'll ignore me, maybe she won't, but I'm just gonna continue messaging her and saying, listen, I'm not giving up on you. I know you're hurting over there. You've already exposed it to me. Now I know. Now I know for sure. I thought you were probably hurting over there, but now I know for sure. And I'm here for you. I'm actually not going to backlash. I'm not going to talk crap about you. I want to help you. Because I see a pain in you right now that I've once had. Right? And that's just, it's unfortunate. It really is. But this is where we can use our superpowers, you know? And maybe someday she'll be here and we can talk about her to her face and say, wow, do you remember when? Maybe someday that'll happen, you know? That's kind of what keeps me going a lot of times, is like people getting results, people coming into it that maybe didn't in the beginning, you know? Maybe they didn't join me a year ago or 2 years ago when I first asked them, but now here you guys are. You know, a lot of you guys weren't with me over a year ago, 2 years ago. You may have seen what I was doing or something like that, but took you a while, right? To want to join. But I probably had to reach out to you first. I probably had to say, hey, come on. Remember what I'm doing over here? Come on. Right? Like thinking like Kristen, how long have you been following me? You know, it's been a while. Right? Like it's been a while. And finally you're like, okay, what are you doing over there? You know, or I think my favorite one, Ashley SB, or well, Sanders now, Ashley Sanders. You guys see her, she's pregnant. She's got like 8 months pregnant. It took her 2 years to join me, like full on messaging, conversations, talking over and over. And then right when I would get to talking to her about joining me, she would ghost me. So like we would talk a little bit, and then right when I was like, okay, well, this is what I'd love to set you up on, boom, no reply. And I was like, God damn it. But it ended up getting to a point where she had a specific experience at a gym that made her want to cancel her gym membership. And then what? Who did she remember? Me. And she came and joined me. And the rest is history. She lost 80 pounds. She got married. She got pregnant on her honeymoon. And now she's like 8 months pregnant. And like how different her life would have been, or how different her life is now compared to back then, would have never happened. Would have never happened unless she had this. You guys, like, I think sometimes I even take for granted how awesome this is. How so many women don't have this. Not just even the Warrior Hour, but the community group, you know, on Facebook, the mindset, the exercise, the nutrition, the support, the accountability. Like the majority of women don't have this. Majority. We're actually like the minority in this situation, you know? Like it's just like, what the heck? Where do we go wrong? You know? Like, and I just feel like I'm constantly trying to like fight against everything that we did wrong. You know, and I'm just trying to change that pattern. I'm trying to change that habit of moms feeling alone or not feeling like themselves after they just had a baby or a second baby or a third baby. You know, I only had one and I went through freaking postpartum depression. I could only imagine having one and then two and then three. Like, you're a freaking accordion. Like, that's what I always think of, is like an accordion. Like, you're just like, baby, no baby, baby, no baby, you know? And I just like, I'm like, man, I can only imagine what they go through. I only had one. And it scarred me enough to where I don't want to have another one. You know? So I can only imagine some of the girls that don't even have the mental strength that I do now, or that we do now. And I have to remind myself sometimes that like not everybody's where I'm at. That's the main thing, you know. I bet you guys probably struggle with that too, especially when you first start doing personal development and you're like, oh my God, it's so eye-opening. And you try to tell somebody about it, or you try to like send somebody a video and they're like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, they're like, no. That's not my thing, you know? And it's just because they're not ready for that like positivity. Like a lot of people really like to live in their negativity and they hold on to it. But there has to be a moment where you just come out of it, right? But it has to be a decision up here that they say like, I'm done with it. I'm just done with that. You know, you have to be so fed up with that negative BS, you guys, for you to ever step over here into positivity land. And a lot of people just aren't ready yet. You know, that's where I have girls that'll be like, how do I just get somebody to like come on board with me? Like some of my coaches will ask me, like, how do I get somebody to commit? And I'm like, they have to want to. That's it. They have to want to do it. Because if you sign somebody up that doesn't want to do it, they're not going to get results. And then they're going to blame you for not getting results. And it's like, no, you didn't even want to do it from the first place. I made you purchase it. I talked you into it. And you didn't even open the box. You barely pressed play. You know, you have to want to be here. You have to want to be better. Those are the people I work with. Right now, I still check in with the people I still message people, talk to people. I'm like, hey, you don't have to live there, just so you know. But I don't sit there and go, come on, come on, come on, because that's not going to do anything. That's not going to do anything, right? It has to be kind of reciprocated a little bit. Like, you have to want to be here, and I will put the work in with you. But I can't convince you to want to be here, right? Like, you guys choose to get up and be here on Mother's Day at 8 a.m. I didn't message you saying, are you going to be there? Are you sure? Make sure you set your alarm. 8 a.m. No, I said, here's the link, be there. And you guys show up. Because you want to. Like, you want to be here. And so you have to kind of find that balance between, like, you know, I'm going to reach out to her, I'm going to message her, but I'm just going to let her know I'm here when she's ready. I'm not going to try to convince her, that was so, I can't believe you even believe that. I can't believe you even think like that. I'm not going to shame her, right? That's not going to create trust. I'm just going to say, listen, Sarah, I've been thinking about you a lot since I saw your comment, and since we kind of, you know, just commented back and forth. It's been on my mind. I even talked about it on my Warrior Hour this morning, and I just want you to know I'm here. I don't want to shame you. I don't want you to feel guilty. I just want you to know that you can trust me if you need help. And I'll be here for you regardless of what you said to me. Maybe I'll leave that last line out, but but it's like, when you're in like a clearer headspace, you realize how much people are hurting. You don't get offended by it. You just see it. You just go, wow, she's really hurting. You know? You don't see that when you're living in negativity land. You're just like, how dare they comment on my comment? And you know what I mean? Like, then you'll throw like a pity party, and then there'll be like a fight in the post, and the post gets taken down or whatever. That's negativity land, right? Positivity land, I see a hurting mom struggling so hard, that she projected it onto me. That is sad. But the cool thing is, you guys, at any moment, new you, right? We know that. So maybe I can teach that to her. Maybe I can send her a video. Maybe she doesn't even reply, and I just constantly send videos to her. I don't know. I just see what I can find. You know, I just see what I can do. And maybe she'll reply one time. And maybe I can get her talking. And maybe I can sneak in to figure out what's going on in there. Once I can get people talking, like once I can get a reply, I'm like, yes, you're mine now. It's just getting a reply sometimes, you know? And maybe she just really needs to know that I'm like really here, you know? Like I'm serious, Sarah. I will be there for you. Like, let's figure it out. You know, I think when we did kind of flip it and say, like, we're here for you, like, what do you need? Like, we're going to support you. I noticed she didn't comment back, which hopefully she at least still read and like thought about later on of like, wow, they actually just wanted to support me. We didn't shame her. We didn't guilt her. We didn't hound her. How dare you say that? You know, over and over again. We were just like, wow, you're really hurting over there. Behind your screen, you're hurting over there. Right? And that is heartbreaking, you guys. It really is. That's the only way I can explain it, is it's heartbreaking. As a mom, as a coach, as a friend to her. You know? Somebody I used to take orders from, somebody I used to listen to and look up to is hurting more than I am. You know? And that can be really maybe why it's intimidating for her in the first place, because she's looking at herself with like, wow, I used to, you know, tell her what to do, and now she's acting like she's better than everybody. I'm sure that's what her thought process was, you know? And I'm like, no, you could be here too. That's the thing. What I'm doing and who I am right now is totally possible for you too, if you just quit telling that sob story to yourself. Like, divorce that freaking lie you keep telling yourself and marry the truth, right? Divorce that shit. Get rid of it, sign the papers, be done, and marry the truth. Because that's the only way you're going to start making progress. That's the only way you're going to get out of that bullshit. And it is bullshit, right? We all see that now that we're here and we've done the work and we've enlightened ourselves to all the things that are possible, right? All the dreams, all the goals, all the visions, all the possibilities. We're here. We see it. We see that the sky is our limit, right? Like we know now it may not have been at the beginning of Warrior Hour, but after all the work that we've done, we now know we can do anything we want. It's going to take a lot of hard work. It's going to take a lot of goals, a lot of planning, maybe some time, sweat, tears, blood, who knows? But we now know we're capable of it. And it's worth it. So how do we get other girls to believe that too, you know? And that's where I need you guys. Like, to be honest, like, that's why, like, I was a team of one for so long, but like, that's why I wrinkle you guys. Cause I'm like, I need you guys. Like, I can't save all the women of the world by myself, right? Like, I need you guys to be out there doing the work too. To be out there saying, hey, you know, I've come out of where you're at. Let me help you. Let me spread this to you too. You know? And now you guys are starting to see my vision of like where we're going, where we're taking this, right? And it's to help more women, more moms. And they've just got to stop believing that story we tell ourselves over and over again. I mean, it's exhausting, you guys. It's exhausting telling ourselves that sob story over and over again that we can't have something, I can't do that because I've got kids. I can't do that because my body is never the same. No, it's not the same. Make it work. Love it anyway. Work on it healthy anyway. Who cares if you've got stretch marks? Who cares? Wear them proudly. Say, yo, these are my battle wounds from creating life. You're welcome. You know? Like, but we can't keep telling ourselves that those stretch marks are, like, we can't keep shaming our own stretch marks, okay? That's not doing anything good. Quit telling yourself that story that those stretch marks are negative.
You can't look at them like resentment.
Yes, exactly. Resentment. You can't have resentment about them, right? Because we chose to have kids at some point. So it was a choice we all made. It's all possible, right? So we know that they're there. And you're probably not going to get rid of them either. No matter how many creams you think are going to work, they're there, right? They're not going anywhere. So you can either choose to hate them or you can choose to love them. It's a choice, an equal choice. It's going to be hard either way. It's going to be hard either way. Choose your heart, right? Choose which heart you want to go with. Amanda, I'm reading this. Grandma called her poop her badge of honor. So Amanda and I have the same grandma, and she had 12 kids, 9 kids. So there's 12 in the family. She had 9 herself, right? Like 9 physically came out of her body.
She gave birth to 9. She had 3 miscarriages, but there were 13 kids total.
That's what it is. So could you imagine 9 babies coming out of your hoo-ha, you know?
All out of the hoo-ha. No C-section.
All of them. She popped them right out. And there were no twins. So they were all individual births.
My mom and your dad are close to being Irish twins.
Yes, they are very, very close in age. Yep. Yep. So imagine that accordion. Imagine her body as an accordion, like, you know, she was just going in and out, like, baby, no baby, baby, no baby, popping them out like woodwork, you know? I imagine sometimes like, wow, imagine probably how much my grandma suffered. Imagine probably the mindset of my grandma, you know, living in rural Texas with 13 kids in like a 2-bedroom house. Barely 2 bedrooms. I'm not even sure if it's 2 bedrooms. I could only imagine what it was like for our grandparents to have kids, you know? But here's my thought is like, I just want to be a cycle breaker. You know, like I don't want to feel guilty about my body because I had a baby. I don't want to feel shame because I maybe have something from a baby left over. I just refuse to accept that, regardless of what society says. Regardless of, oh, use this cream to tuck this and pull that. Ugh. I just like, who cares? You know, just love it anyway. Like, love what you got, and then be willing to work harder to get what you want. Why do you think you deserve more when you're not even grateful for what you have? That is one of my favorite quotes, you guys. Why do we ever feel like we deserve more in life when we aren't even grateful for what's sitting right in front of us? Seriously. Why do you think life would be like, oh, you're right, Jen. Here's more. You already don't care about the shit you have, but here's more. That's not how life works. That's not gonna work, right? You have to appreciate what you have. You have to be thankful for the body that's literally sitting before you right now before it's ever gonna get better. You gotta appreciate what your body has provided for you already. Beautiful babies. Right? Now, maybe sometimes we want to strangle them, right? But that's okay. That's beside the point. But you guys, like the shame, the guilt, the hate that we place in our bodies is unacceptable anymore. I refuse to allow you guys to live that way anymore. And I'm going to do everything I can to help every woman in my circle or that I come in contact with to experience that as well. I'm just gonna fight for the rest of my freaking life to help women not feel that way anymore. I found a passion of mine, you know, like I found purpose in every single day. And if that is just hunting down and finding moms and making them feel great, I will do it every freaking day. Because I love it. Like, I love knowing that I could help you be a better mom just by helping you love yourself. That warms my heart. That makes me feel really good on the inside, and I sleep really well when I know that I can help somebody be a better mom because they love themselves more. Because I know as I teach you to be a better mom and love yourself, you're then going to go and teach your kids how to love themselves. And now we're cycle breakers, right? Now we're breaking that cycle of hate and shame. Now we're teaching our daughters or our sons to love themselves regardless of what I look like, regardless of whatever's going on out there. Whew. Well, I had a video for us today, but as you can see, I got a little fired up on that topic. But you guys, it's so important. I hate that I had to use her as an example and she's not here to, like, I don't want to think that I'm talking behind her back and using her as an example, but I had to. Because I want you guys had to see it in action. You guys have to see that, because once you can see it, now you can recognize it. Now you can go, oh, I've seen this before. I've heard about this before. She's not angry with me. She just hates herself. She hates herself so much that she's going to start bringing other people down to her level. Come back down here where I am. Ain't happening. You ain't bringing this girl down. Right? I'm like basically like up with like all those balloons. I'm like the house and up, you know? Like you are not bringing me down. Like I'm floating high to the sky, ain't going anywhere. You can take a few balloons off, that's fine, but I'm still flying. Right? And then I'm gonna grab you and I'm gonna pull you up in my house too, and we'll just go see the world. Like I just refuse to allow to accept that. And I don't want you guys to either. So as you're doing the work, you're gonna run into that though. It's exactly what you're gonna run into. You're gonna go meet up after all this quarantine. You're gonna go meet up with a fellow mom that you haven't seen since you've been doing all the work. And she's either gonna she's gonna notice a difference in you right away. And she's gonna either A or B. She's gonna either say, wow, you're really different. What's your problem? We usually are able to just gripe together. And you're over here like throwing positive quotes at me. Like, what is this? You know? So they're either gonna be like that, or they're gonna be like, wow, like, what have you been doing? How did I get whatever the heck you're doing? You know, how can I get on that train? Those are the people you want. Those are the people that you kind of just pull in here. And then you support those people that don't get it yet. And you support them. And you say, you know what? When you're ready to do the work, I'll be right here. When you're ready to change that attitude, I'll be right here for you. But I'm going to let you know I can't be around you until you're ready. I'm sorry. I can't be in the presence of that kind of mindset while I'm trying to be better. Sorry. And I don't want you to apologize for that even. Actually, don't even say sorry. Be like, that's just the way it is. That's the new me. This is me. This is the new me. Just like that. Right? And then eventually they will either fall to the wayside and wean themselves out of your life, or they will come onto this side. It's just a matter of time, to be honest. It's just a matter of time, I feel like, until they come over here. Because there's always going to be like that telling moment that they're going to realize that like, wow, I'm way down here and they're way up here. Now I can either meet her up here and come up here and be with her, or I need to just wean out because she's not coming back down. She is on the uprise and I can see that, and she ain't coming back down. Right? So they'll either catch on to you and go, oh my gosh, like whatever it is you're doing, I need in my life, come, like, can I just come with you? Like they'll either come with you or they will wean themselves out. And you just got to be okay with that. Don't try to hold on to them. Don't try to drag them. Just say, hey, I'm here to support you with whatever you decide, but just know this is where I'm going. And just leave it up to them. You know, that's kind of what I did with that message. I was just like, hey, I just want you to know I'm here whenever you're ready to do the work. I'm ready to support you. I'm not giving up on you, and I don't want you to give up on yourself, but just know I'm here when you're ready to do the work. And that's how I left it. And I could have easily been like, oh, you should be doing that. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many things I could have said. But regardless, she would have never read it the way that I said it, right? Like, that's the thing too, is like, she would have never read it the way that I had meant it. And so for me, I'm just like, when you're ready, like when you're ready to make that switch, you come talk to me. So it was definitely interesting. It's an interesting little situation. Hopefully maybe you guys just got like some insight on it. And like, honestly, I'm just trying to like prepare you for things you might run into. Like there's going to be people in our lives that don't get it. I don't know how else to say that. There's just going to be people in our lives that just don't get it. And you know what? That's okay. They can stay over there while you're going over here. Right? And I always think lead by example. Like I could sit and tell you, you guys got to do this, you got to do that, you need to do this. It doesn't work. But if I say, hey, I'm here showing up every single day, you can show up too. That's leading from the front. Leading by example. You guys come because I'm here. Not because like I said, not because I messaged you and said, are you coming? Make sure you come, 8 o'clock, blah, blah, blah. No, you're here because you want to be. And you're here because, you know, I'm going to be here leading. Lead from the front. Be willing to step out by yourself and say, I'm going to do this alone. Because I coached for the longest time alone. I didn't have other coaches. I had, you know, maybe 20, 30 challengers, you know, and I coached all alone for the longest time. I ran every challenge group, every post that was posted, I was the only one commenting. I was the only one, I worked so freaking hard all alone for the longest time until I finally, because I was willing to step out in the front. I was willing to say, I'm just going to step out and I'm going to start leading. I know it's going to be scary. I know I'm going to be by myself, but you know what? I'm just willing to do it. And then look, here we are. You know, this would have never happened had I not had the courage to just step out in front. And thank God I did. You know, I always look back and I'm like, thank God I did that. You know, it was scary and very alone a lot of times, you know, and I didn't have anybody to say, hey, is this a good idea? You know, I just was like, well, I don't know, we'll just try it. I don't have anybody to reference to. And so I just tried things. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't, and then I learned, you know, and then here we are. But I just had to be willing to say, like, I'm just going to go for it. I'm just going to try it out. I'm going to do it myself. You know what? Screw it. My coach quit. That's cool. See ya. I'm going to continue doing this. And here we are on Mother's Day talking about bringing moms up a level, right? We got to save the mamas of the world, ladies. Because here's the thing, like the moment all the women get in the right mindset, the whole world is going to benefit, right? Like it's like, can you imagine the ripple effect that could happen if women just stopped hating themselves? Like it's that simple. If we could just help all the women not hate themselves, dude, everything in this world would be so much better. Absolutely, I believe that. So, all right, happy Mother's Day. I did have a Les Brown video for today, but I don't know, we'll push him off into the week. We'll do him sometime in the week. I just had to talk about this, you guys. Like, it's just, it's so much, okay, like, how is this? Like, it's so many women's reality, and we don't talk about it. And it's so annoying. Why don't we talk about it? Why don't we talk about the fact that women hate themselves, like, every day? The moment they wake up, hate, shame, guilt. Oh, I should have woke up earlier. Oh, I'm so tired. Oh, the kids. And I'm like, I refuse to accept it anymore. Like, I'm not living that life. Like, yes, I'm a mom, but I'm also a pretty freaking sweet woman. I'm a woman. I'm Jenny, right? Yeah, I'm a mom too, but I'm me. And that's what I just want to keep remembering. And that's what I want to help remind other women too, for sure. So I need you guys to help me though. I need your help, for real. Like I need your guys' help. I can't do it by myself. And we just have to think of it as like, instead of hounding somebody for being negative, show them all the support in the world, you know, because they're just hurting. Say, man, you know, you got to really be hurting just to comment like something like that on somebody's post. Why don't you come and join us and we'll help you, you know? I can't do it alone, for real, guys. I need your help. I need you guys to be willing to step up and call women out too, you know? I just called her out. I was like, that's bullshit. Don't tell yourself that, and don't you freaking believe it either, you know? Oh, Marissa, I'm so glad. I just said that she said the talk was much needed. Guys, you served so much purpose. And the stuff that you're learning here is not a secret. It's not a secret. Once you know, it is your turn to reach down and help the next one. Okay? It's our job, once we know, to reach out and to help that next woman struggling just like we were, right? That's our job. Even if you're not my coach, even if you're just like a challenger with me, that's fine. You can still do the same thing. You know, you could still reach out to somebody today on Mother's Day, somebody random, and wish them well, okay? And wish good things for them, okay? So let's do that. I like that. All right, ladies, I'm going to end on that today. Hopefully you guys got a little insight on some of the things that I deal with all the time, actually, but also of how we can flip our perspective on them. That's the biggest thing, is like, you can flip your perspective on it and make it work for you. You know, that's like when I say like, ooh, I haven't had like a hater in a while. Ooh, let's flip it. I can't wait. I'm like, oh, girl, you don't know who you just commented on, because I'm not going to sit there and fight with you. I'm going to empower you. I'm going to motivate you. I'm going to support you, you know, and it's going to feel weird because you're like, wait, I just talked crap to her and now she's telling me that I can join her, you know. She's going to be like, wait, what? And I'm like, yeah, I see that hurt. I see that pain, you know. Whew. Sad. Yeah, I make it real awkward. Real awkward. But in like the best way possible, you know? Like it felt good to kind of flip it on her and to say like, girl, I see that pain. My team would love to take care of you. And notice she didn't reply. You know? It's interesting. The power of positivity, you guys. Kill them with kindness. Kill them with kindness. That's what that would be like the best way to explain it. So, all right, ladies. I hope you have a fantastic Sunday. Thank you guys so much for coming this morning. It's still raining like crazy, so I think we're just gonna have like an inside Mother's Day movie day. That's what I'm feeling. All right. I hope you guys have a fantastic Mother's Day.
Mother's Day.
Yes. Happy Mother's Day, ladies. Mom, I love you. See the top of your head.
I'm crocheting.
Love you, Mom.
Love you.
All right. Thank you, ladies. Thank you so much. I hope you have a great day, okay? Bye.